Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. We are about to start the session now. I hope I am audible. We'll wait for another 10 minutes. Hello, everyone. Good evening to all. We are here with the third expert session. So, today we have with us Aniket. He's successfully placed in Paytm with an LP of 10 lakhs and the required salary for the bonus. So, he has joined us. So, welcome, Aniket.
Hey, hi Shruti. Thanks
Hi,
for
Aniket.
inviting here.
I hope you are good.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, so we are going for a YouTube live. So this is our expert session. So
Okay.
you will be telling our audience how was your journey to get into the Paytm.
Yeah, sure, sure.
So you may start.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. So this is Aniket Kumar here. So I just wanted to share like how my journey begins and how I got placed in Paytm. So that started with the first when I was in third year. The college has initiated a program like the credit course, basically BTech Guru program, where you just go and learn the aptitude and give the test as well. And along with that, they just give you the classes for uh, you know the soft skills where you learn the English and how to walk and talk with the company experts and as well. So along with that, they have also provided some MCAT test where you should get practice with the aptitudes and coding practices. So at the end, basically the thing is important here is how your coding is. That is the very important thing that plays a role here, because in the interview they are just interested in their coding skills, like how do you code, how do you solve the problem. They doesn't look upon your preferable language. They just want you to write the algorithms, and that's it. It's a very basic thing that they want, and language has never been a barrier. And the internships are very important because it that helps you to understand the things. And in interview they just ask regarding the internships, like what have you done, what all things you have done there, and what are the technologies you have learned there, as well as your projects, like minor projects, they also ask about them. So these all thing comprises, and you have to be good in that so that you can be placed there in any, not in Paytm, in any big companies. They look on these things, but basically what they want is the coding skills. That's the very important thing over here. So like for the Paytm placement series, what they did was like the criteria was 7.95 CGPA. Like you have to be like that much CGPA, and you should not have any backlogs, current backlogs, and ADKD, and then you are eligible for that. And it starts with coding exams containing of three questions, like having the level easy, medium, and high. And the ones who completed all these three questions will get the second round. And I'm lucky enough to crack that examinations. So second round was the interview round, where they have taken interview for 1.5 hours, I remember. So where they ask the coding questions, basics to tough, whatever they wish they can ask. And from there, I got an HR call, telephonic was it was a telephonic call, and then after the telephonic call, prior to that next day, I got my offer letter that I have been selected in Paytm Money. So that was the entire process for the Paytm Money selection processes, and how I just have my training, and how I have just completed those examinations. So what are the things that I have done? So I have stated all those, and if you wish to anything, ask to me. I'm here to say, yeah.
Hello, Aniket.
Yeah.
Can you just little bit elaborate about your internships? the details of the internships where you have done your internships, and
Yeah,
what
sure.
kind of domain you were in there.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So basically, I have done an internship in the code school, like the School of Coders. So the tech stack that was there is a full stack development that comprises of the latest technology that we learned. That is Mon, that basically stands for MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. So these all are the latest technology of web development that we say Web 2.0. So that there I have learned the things, all these text tools, and what are the things that should be learned in the modern technology. So in MongoDB for databases, Express for routing things and all, Node.js for the backend purpose. So these are the technologies like Mon you should learn to get into the web development fields. So I have learned that in the third year as well, along with my professional field. Like I have chosen the data science. So along with the data science, I have chosen the Mon development, and I have got lucky enough to got that internship in that company, that is Code Cool School of Coders. And about my projects, I have done all the projects in these 3 years, in these 4 years, basically, in the web development. And the final year, I just was not able to do the project because I was in internship in the Paytm. So that was the internships and projects as well. And yeah, I was not been asked about my specializations and minor because Paytm Money basically was hiring, because I have read their forum that they are basically hiring for the web developers back end or front end. So they didn't ask me about my specializations, like what specializations I have done. Just they have asked like you have done all the projects in web development field, so they started asking questions along with that. Yeah.
Thank you, Aniket, for this. As you are in the last month of the preparation, only 1 month is left for the company to arrive in our college, and everyone is to into aptitude. So, can you just let us know from where you have prepared your aptitude, or what all sort questions you have done, and what kind of
So for
questions are asked?
So for the preparation purpose, basically I have followed for the for the interview process. There are so many things that we need to consider. First, the interview, like they ask domain questions that comprises of BTech of your entire BTech program courses like computer programming, computer networks, operating systems, computer architecture, and one more subject that is DAC, data structures and algorithms. They ask questions in this. So I have used the Interview Bit website. You might have heard Interview Bit. So from there, I have learned all those, the interview asks questions. They have very nice questions, and that is enough for interviews because there are plenty of good questions that covers entire concepts. So that was pretty enough for the domain purpose. And for the coding purpose, I was using Lead Code, and because they do have plenty of questions with a big community to help you wherever you're stuck. So I have used Lead Code for the coding preparations and for the domain questions like related to the BTech programs. I've used Interview Bit as well, and for the aptitude, I have used BTech Guru because college has provided that the BTech Guru program that was sufficient enough to crack all the aptitudes, because they will give you the lectures, and you have to study it, and you have to give exams every weekend, and according to that they will give you marks, and they suggest like whether you have to improve that topic or not. So that was enough for any preparations for any company, because college provide everything to us, and hope they will provide you all. Yeah.
Aniket, can you let us know which all type of rounds were organized by the Paytm?
Shruti, could you please pardon? I didn't get you.
I'm just asking that different companies have their different criteria. So
Yeah, yeah.
for example, they conduct jam round or they conduct an aptitude round. So how many rounds were
Yeah.
there for the Paytm?
Basically, Paytm was comprises of three rounds. They didn't ask aptitude to us, so they have given directly a coding test. It was the first round. The second one round was the interview. That was the technical interview round one, and in the technical interview round two, there was plenty of domain questions and along with the HR. So basically, it comprises of three rounds. Yeah, many companies have the different processes. So Paytm has taken three rounds, as they have mentioned in the portal. That they would take three rounds, and yeah, they have taken the three rounds for that. One was the coding, and two was interview plus HR. That was the rounds in Paytm.
Thank you, Aniket.
Yeah,
I just wanted to ask that how college help you in this placement?
yeah. So in the beginning, I stated like the college has played a very big role for the students to get placed in big companies like Paytm and Amazon. So the what it started in third year. They begin with the credit courses. I don't know BTech group program where you learn the aptitudes and all the things. That's the very prior thing to get into any get into the technical round in any company. So it started via BTech group program. That was a credit course for the students, and we have taken a lot of it so that we have cracked the aptitude exams. And the second was what the soft skill that they have also taught you soft skills so that it would help you in communication with the HR and in the interview process. Because if your gesture and your attire is very good, then only they are going to select you over other persons. So these two things were definitely provided by the college. And for the coding practices, in the second year we do have a DSA program, and in the college we do have a robotics club where they just guide about all these things when you join those. Our teachers are very attentive about these things. When you want to learn the DSA, they would help you. And also college has given the MCAT test. They have given the weekly MCAT test where you should give the examinations, like whatever you learned in the past weekends. You have to learn those things like aptitude, reasoning, and coding practices. So all the things done by the college itself. So weekly they take examinations on MCAT, and you have to prepare for that and check yourself where you are. Uh, so the special thing, just I would like to say, yeah, you need to do something different, like because everyone is preparing for the interview. What you need to do is, I'll tell mine. Like I was very patient enough. Like when we were doing codings things, and definitely coding not a easy thing, but when you are very familiar with that, it things going to be very easy for you. So I was very patient, and I used to talk to my teachers like, sir, ma'am, I'm getting stuck over here. How can I, just succeed this? They help you in that. So teachers played a very important role, I would like to say. And for the preparation purpose, I used to, daily practice one or two questions from lead code, and every day randomly, I just downloaded this sheet from aptitudes from, brainly.com, where they provide the sheets for the aptitudes, and I used to solve them, watch the solutions, and repeatedly, I just done for 2 or 3 or 4 months. I was preparing for the coding practice for the third year, but for the preparation of for the companies, I started within, 4 months prior to that company visit our college. So I talk to teachers, talk to my friends, discuss with my friends, and do practices on this platforms that leads me to crack this come. Yeah, that was the thing. Okay. So for the web developer positions, like there is not a specific web developer positions. Like the positions are like you'd be given development in front end, back end, or full stack as well. So these are categorized. Not a you can be given as a full stack or something like that. You'll be given a back end or front end, or when you gain the practices, when you gain the experience in both these fields, then you are going to get a full stack developer. Yeah. So they do have web positions there as well.
Okay, looks like we're facing some network issue. But in the meanwhile, I'd like you to answer, is there something you could have done differently, like something you wish to do differently if given a chance?
So for working differently, yeah, the different working was like everyone studies hard, everyone works hard. The different strategy what I use is like I make a group of friends, like two or three friends. You can make a group and you can discuss along with them. So what happens now? Like what I did, like if we stuck in a question, if you try to figure it out by yourself, definitely you will, but it will take some time. But when you discuss with your friends, then what happens? Everyone has some different approaches. So you will get to know three different approaches, and out of them, you would choose one correct. So what happens now? In those approaches, you'll learn a lot. That would help you in other questions and other problems. So that was a different thing what I used, discussed with the three friends. And believe me, these all my friends are placed in very good companies along with me. So making friends and discussing along with them, preparing along with them helps you a lot. Helps me a lot as well. So I would say, yeah, it would help you too if you make such things. Do such things.
So keeping a good company does land you a good job that way.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice. So, were there any kind of restrictions when you were giving the interview on languages? Like, let's say they asked you to only use only C plus plus or something like that.
No, no, nothing like that. You are asking in you see in the examinations, there are plenty of languages available. You might have not heard those languages they're given in the examination, so you can choose any of them. But in the interview, they never ask you to do in C plus plus or Java or JavaScript or Golang. They just ask you to just write the algorithm. That's it. They want your concept. They want your problem solving approach. They just ask you to write the pseudocode. That's it. They are not going to see over your syntax error or something like that. They just want the algorithms or pseudocode. That's it.
Okay, so they focus on the logic more than they focus
Yeah,
on the implementation.
yeah, sure, sure. But sometimes they might ask you, write these something functions for that. So in there itself, if you miss any comma, you forget to put the brackets around, doesn't matters because they only want that your skills, how you are able to solve those problems. That's it.
Okay, so a lot of candidates, what they do is before landing up in a good company, there are interviews that have gone wrong or gone not the way they would like. So, were there any such interviews with you?
Yeah, definitely. So it begins with the first examination, first company that visited our college, that is EQ Technology. So it is the first company that visited in 2021. So I got selected in the coding examination as well as in aptitude. They do have three rounds of interviews. So in the first round, I was selected, and the second round, I was disqualified because they have asked domain questions out from the globe. Basically, I haven't covered that topics as well, so I was disqualified in the domain round, the second round. After that, I haven't got chance in further three companies. So for the Deloitte, I also applied for the Deloitte, but I didn't get my name there. But I was patient enough that yes, I will crack in examinations as well. So
Hmm.
after that Deloitte, I have cracked three examinations at one time, and I have given interviews for all those three, and I got selected in Paytm and accepted the offer for Paytm. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So that was all about the how interviews went and what you did to prepare for them. So right now, are there anything? Is there anything like you would like to tell us about the opportunities at Paytm itself, like for upcoming batch who would like to get placed?
Yeah, for the Paytm, they are hiring for the web developers currently now. They also have for ML and AIs as well, for data scientists as well. So because but they want more of developers in web as well. So I'd like to say if you want to come in Paytm, like anywhere, like every company have their all type of tech stacks. Like they do hire web as well. They do hire iOS developer, they do hire Android developer, ML developer, and data science. Just they hire for the all the posts. Paytm has well have all the posts, but it depends. Like it comes to your college for what posts they mention in their port. They mention in their docs that they provide to you. So for getting the Paytm, I'll suggest that you should focus on web. Or if you have any technologies with you can ask for them that I have learned these things, and they will never mind for that. If they do have they do have that seed, they'll give it to you definitely. So it's not a big deal that you should learn web only or data science only. You should learn anything that is important for the for the interview point of view and for the company point of view. Yes, that will be great.
All right. So the company basically hires for a lot of roles, and it's basically up to us
Yeah,
to then decide which ones you like.
definitely.
Okay.
Or even
All
if
right.
you're given any tech stack, you can ask them like I'm competent, I have my competence in those fields. Then they will see around those things
Mhm.
because they will not fire you because you don't know the web or something. They'll do something for you.
So basically, they may start training me to get into a specific role.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Aniket, it's been great talking to you. Thank you very much for coming here. And if there are any questions, you can put them in the comment box, audience who is watching, and he can answer it from there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm waiting for the comments. These viewers are from our college or from different colleges as well? Shubham?
Mostly from our college, but since it's an open YouTube channel, people from other colleges or even individual accounts may have joined.
Because I can't see a lot of comments over here because when it was our time, I used to bombard the questions in the comments.
See, that's a really good thing. You took advantage of the opportunities that you've gotten. We should really, motivate the people here to do that.
Yeah, yeah, sure. See what was like now. The people who might be watching here, they might be thinking like it is very difficult and all and all and all. So for me, when I was at your point, your stage when you're in third year, you're pursuing in the fourth year. So it was the same thing for me, but like I'm your senior, you must contact me for that. So at the same time, there are some seniors with me. Like I would name like Chandan Joshi, you might have heard or not. If you haven't heard, then you should ask your teachers who is Chandan Joshi. He will tell. They will tell that who is Chandan Joshi. So I contacted him. He was very nice and generous guy. He helped me a lot in that. And you won't believe, like I used to call him every weekend at the Saturday and discuss with him like I have just learned these things, solve such questions. The guide that do such questions as well. So when I just get placed in Paytm and when I just told him, he was very happy. He called me back because he never called me back. I have to call to him. So he called me back when he heard like I got placed in Paytm. He congratulated me, said that your efforts has given you a result. So that was a very good moment for me that my senior is praising me
Yeah,
for my efforts.
that must have felt really, really nice.
Yeah. Because all the efforts for the last 4 months has given me a fruit. That was a very big thing for me. Yeah. The
Nice.
moment was like I got my offer later. That was a very interesting thing that I'm saying. I get my
Hmm.
offer later. I was not believing that I cracked Paytm. So I called, Anil Pacha sir and Dastoorkar sir as well. I said, "Is that the final result? I just want to make sure." They told, "Yes, yes, Aniket, you have cracked. Believe in yourself." So that moment, I just said, "Okay, I finally got my placement."
You just couldn't
So
believe
that
that
was
you've done it.
yeah, because for the continuous 5 rejections, and I got selected. I told her patient, be patient. Yeah, that's very important thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's something really important. You have to be patient and look out for the opportunities you get.
Yeah,
All right. There are a few comments right here. Okay, this is regarding attendance. So, if there are no more comments, then we can close this right here. Thank you very much for being here.
thank you, Shadul, and thank you, Shruti as well, and thank you, Dastoorkar sir as well for giving onboarding me here. And
Yeah,
I'll be looking out this opportunity again to come here and speak to my fellows.
yeah. Thank you very much
Yeah,
for being here and coming and guiding us.
thanks to you
Okay.
guys.
So we'll be ending the stream now. You all can give the attendance and then leave. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys.